You've probably heard of the Koh-i-Noor Diamond, right? It's that massive, dazzling jewel sitting in the British crown jewels. But what if I told you that the popular story, of a priceless gift from India to Queen Victoria is just the tip of the iceberg? The real history of the Koh-i-Noor is a twisting, turning saga of conquest, betrayal, and a curse that has haunted its male owners for centuries. Stick around because we're about to uncover the untold truth of the world's most infamous diamond. Let's travel back in time, way back. The exact origin of the Koh-i-Noor is shrouded in mystery. Some legends trace it to ancient Hindu texts, mentioning a giant diamond called the Simantaka, a gift from the sun god Surya. While we can't prove it's the same stone, the earliest confirmed record places the diamond in the hands of the Kakatiya dynasty in southern India around the 13th century. It was installed as an eye in a statue of a Hindu goddess in a temple in Warangal. This is where the story starts to get bloody. In the early 14th century, the Delhi Sultanate, led by Alauddin Khilji, swept through southern India. His general, Malik Kafur, ransacked the temple and seized the diamond. For the next 200 years, the stone passed from one ruler of the Delhi Sultanate to another, often through violent succession battles. The diamond became a symbol of power, and whoever held it, held the throne. Then came the Mughals. In 1526, Babur, the first Mughal emperor, defeated the last Sultan of Delhi at the Battle of Panipat. He found the diamond among the loot and described it in his memoirs, noting it was so valuable it could feed the entire world for 2.5 days. He called it the Diamond of Babur. For over 2 centuries, the Koh-i-Noor remained the prize jewel of the mighty Mughal Empire, passing down through emperors like Humayun, Akbar, and Shah Jahan, the very same who built the Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan was particularly obsessed with gemstones. He had the Koh-i-Noor placed at the apex of his magnificent peacock throne, a symbol of immense wealth and power. But his reign ended in tragedy. His own son, Aurangzeb, imprisoned him in Agrapur. Legend says Shah Jahan spent his final years gazing at the reflection of the Taj Mahal in the Koh-i-Noor. It was during Aurangzeb's time that a Venetian gem cutter, Hortensio Borgio, was tasked with recutting the stone to enhance its brilliance. He botched the job, reducing its size from a reported 793 carats to just 186 carats. A furious Aurangzeb didn't execute him, but he did fine him all the money he had. Now let's talk about the name. For centuries, it was known simply as the Diamond of Babur. The name Koh-i-Noor, meaning Mountain of Light in Persian, was given much later. In 1739, the Persian Emperor Nader Shah invaded Delhi and sacked the city. He plundered the Mughal treasury but couldn't find the famous diamond. The story goes that a member of the Mughal emperor's harem tipped him off, revealing that the emperor, Muhammad Shah, had hidden the jewel in his turban. During a grand feast, Nader Shah cleverly proposed a traditional exchange of turbans as a sign of friendship. The defeated Mughal emperor couldn't refuse. Once Nader Shah had the turban, he unraveled it in private, and as the diamond fell out, he exclaimed, "Koh-i-Noor!" The Mountain of Light had a new name and a new ruthless owner. But Nader Shah's reign was short-lived. He was assassinated just 8 years later, and the diamond fell into the hands of one of his generals, Ahmad Shah Durrani, who founded the modern state of Afghanistan. The Koh-i-Noor remained in Afghanistan for several decades, but its journey was far from over. By the early 19th century, a descendant of Ahmad Shah, Shah Shuja Durrani, was overthrown and fled to India, seeking refuge with the powerful Sikh ruler of Punjab, Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh wasn't just offering protection out of kindness. He knew Shah Shuja had the Koh-i-Noor. After years of pressure, and allegedly after cutting off food supplies and imprisoning Shah Shuja's family, Ranjit Singh persuaded him to hand over the diamond in 1830. Ranjit Singh, known as the Lion of Punjab, cherished the Koh-i-Noor. He wore it on his arm during state occasions, proudly displaying it as the ultimate symbol of his sovereignty. He was aware of the diamond's bloody history and the supposed curse that it brought misfortune to its male owners. A Hindu text from the time of its first confirmed appearance stated, "He who owns this diamond will own the world, but will also know all its misfortunes. Only God or a woman can wear it with impunity." Ranjit Singh died in 1839, and his empire quickly crumbled amid infighting and assassination. The curse, it seemed, was still very much active. This brings us to the British. After 2 Anglo-Sikh wars, the British East India Company annexed Punjab in 1849. The last ruler of the Sikh Empire was a young boy, Duleep Singh. As part of the surrender terms laid out in the Treaty of Lahore, the 10-year-old Maharaja was forced to resign all claims to sovereignty and hand over the Koh-i-Noor Diamond to the Queen of England. So, was it a gift? The official British narrative frames it that way. But the reality is that a child king, under duress after a military defeat, was compelled to surrender his most valuable possession. It was less a gift and more a spoil of war, a symbol of conquest. The diamond was shipped to England under heavy guard. Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's husband, was disappointed by its lack of sparkle and had it recut again in 1852. This reduced its size by another 42%, down to its current 105.6 carats, but gave it the dazzling brilliance we see today. Queen Victoria wore the Koh-i-Noor as a brooch. Mindful of the curse, she decreed that it should only ever be worn by a female monarch. Since then, it has been part of the crown jewels, worn by Queen Alexandra, Queen Mary, and Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who wore it in her crown for her coronation in 1937. It currently sits in the Tower of London, a major tourist attraction seen by millions. But the story doesn't end there. The question of who truly owns the Koh-i-Noor is a fiery debate that continues to this day. Since India gained independence in 1947, the Indian government has repeatedly requested its return, arguing it was taken illegally. Pakistan has also made claims, citing Lahore as the place from which it was seized. Even the Taliban in Afghanistan has laid a claim, as it was in their country for decades. The British government has consistently rejected these claims, stating that the diamond was acquired legally under the terms of the Treaty of Lahore and that returning it would set a precedent that could empty British museums. So the Koh-i-Noor remains in London, a glittering symbol of a complex and often brutal history. It's more than just a stone. It's a representation of power, conquest, and the painful legacy of colonialism. It's a mountain of light that casts a very, very long shadow. What do you think? Should the Koh-i-Noor be returned? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more untold stories. See you next time.